Hi, this is Alexandra. A little over 2 years ago, I made a discovery from a gentleman by the name of Simon Sinek that profoundly changed the way I operate my business. And as it turns out, the most successful people and organizations in the world think, act, and communicate the exact same way, and it's in a complete opposite to the way that we usually do. Simon calls it the golden circle, and I'd like to share it with you here before we learn how to apply it to our business and brand positioning. So let's start by asking a question, and that is, how is it that Apple has grown into the largest and most recognizable brand on the planet? There are thousands of computer and technology companies all across the globe. Apple themselves at one time was just another startup based out of the garage that grew into a bona fide corporation with the same resources as everyone else. Then what was it that catapulted them into the stratosphere while others continue to struggle or even die out? There's something at play here, and I wanted to find out what it was and how I could use it in my own business. Why? How? What? This little idea explains why some of the most successful people and organizations are able to inspire their customers while others are not. Simon explains it this way.
Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple.
So now let's take this up one level and talk about how we can apply it to positioning our brand. We know that our customers make decisions to buy from us because they believe what we believe. But how do we attract that type of customer? How do we let them know what we believe and why we do what we do? It's all about positioning your brand. Let me explain it this way. If we go back to our example of an Apple computer and we put it side by side with a Dell computer, the Dell product is far superior technically speaking. It has more features, more ports, greater capacity, better technology, superior capability. However, 9 times out of 10, if given the choice, the average person would choose the Apple product over the Dell. Why is that? Because owning an Apple product means something. Owning an Apple product allows you to identify yourself as being part of that community. By owning an Apple product, you're identified as a certain type of person that comes from the way in which Apple has positioned themselves in their market. Apple is cool. Apple is creative. Apple is innovative. Apple is affluent. Apple is youthful. Apple is edgy and a little rebellious. By contrast, Dell is sophisticated and professional, intelligent, sleek, dependable, prepared to meet your every need. Dell is elegant quality in an executive workhorse that's all about getting the job done incredibly well in sophisticated style. Each of these brands is positioned to attract their own specific market. Apple is a younger customer base that is typically in their late teens to early 30s, more of the creative, anti-establishment, highly innovative college student or grad with plenty of disposable cash. Steve Jobs was the epitome of this archetype. Dell's target customer is just slightly older, ranging in their late 20s to mid-50s, coming from a well-educated background with more serious and sophisticated bent, often established somewhere on the corporate ladder or surprisingly in education. And ready for this one? It's also the top favorite for small business owners because of its wide-ranging capabilities and features, rock-solid dependability, sleek, sophisticated style, and it's somewhat less expensive than an Apple, which makes it a great value, also important to this consumer base. This is great for Dell and Apple, but how do we position our own brands as the go-to authority with our own customer base? It starts by asking your why. Why do you do what you do? For me, I believe that a woman should have options, to be empowered to choose their life and lifestyle. The only way to do that is to have sufficient personal income. And because most women are also mothers, the most practical way of achieving that kind of personal success and still have the professional flexibility you need to be a great mother is to own your own business. Which brings us back to positioning our brand. You see, if we take the time to answer our personal why and why our business does what it does, we will accomplish several things in the process. We identify our target customer and how we will position our brand. Even if it's incredibly subtle, we are already pre-selling before we actually sell our products and services. Remember, people don't buy what we do, they buy why we do it. Let me give you another example to hopefully make this a little clearer. If our personal why is to live a life and lifestyle that's clean and close to nature, then opening an organic market makes perfect sense because it's congruent with our personal why. The customers that will shop with us regularly will do so because they also believe what we believe. They buy from our market because of why we do what we do. That is our marketing message. And they are our target customer base. They believe what we believe. And because of that, they make an internal free will decision to buy from us and become our repeat customer. No selling required. We can position our company brand as the go-to market for locally farmed organic food. Our customers will be drawn to us because their why and our why are the same. We want to live a life and lifestyle that's clean and close to nature. They believe what we believe and will buy from us because of why we do what we do. Their why and our why are congruent, and we are naturally drawn to those who are most like us. It's in our nature to do so, has been from the beginning of time, and will be until we cease to exist. It makes sense then to use this law of nature to our advantage and to apply it to our business practices, as well as by letting our target customer base logically decide, this person, this business, believes what I believe. And we can do that through what I call congruent positioning. The first step to congruently positioning our business and brand to our target customer base is to identify our mutual values. This goes directly back to why we do what we do and who it is that believes what we believe. Once you have identified your mutual values, the next step is to incorporate those values into your messaging. The final step is to demonstrate that match to your ideal customer. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to walk you through each step, but before I do, I want to emphasize the importance of doing so only with your ideal customer in mind. Not whomever you think you can get, but rather your perfect ideal customer that would want to do business with you over the long term. That is why we're going to think of them as we do each of the following steps. We need to take some time and to answer two very important questions. What are their dreams and desires, and what are they for? What are their fears and concerns, and what are they against? Using our example of the organic market, let's ask ourselves these same questions, and then we'll apply them to our ideal customer. What are their dreams, desires? What are they for? Our dreams and desires most likely include optimum health and vitality. We might enjoy yoga, daily meditation to help maintain inner peace and centeredness, which also adds tremendous health benefits. We're pro-organic food that comes to us as nature intended, and probably use specific foods as medicine as well when we're not feeling our best. We're also more likely to be very supportive of local family farms who provide organic and free-range products to local markets. What are we against, and what may be our concerns or fears? We're most likely against the use of toxic pesticides, additives, antibiotics, any artificial flavorings, ingredients, or preservatives in our food supply. We're against inhumane treatment of animals. We're against GMO products, that's genetically modified organisms. We don't like scientists tinkering around with our DNA or that of the things we eat. We're also against large corporations that squeeze out smaller family farms. What are we afraid of? Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other deadly diseases caused by pesticides, toxins, and other pollutants in our food system and environment. Our ideal customer base shares these same values and concerns. They're the customers we want to attract. They're the focus of our brand positioning and market messaging. We won't attract everyone, and that's okay. Our goal is to demonstrate that we are congruent with those customers who believe what we believe, and because of that, will want to buy from us. Remember, we are attracted to those most like us. Our customers buy from us not because of what we offer or the method in which we offer it. They buy from us because they believe in why we do what we do. They want to be associated with those who stand for what they personally stand for and are against what they themselves are against. This applies to any business regardless if you offer physical products or services or all things digital. If your business is a traditional brick and mortar, solely online, or like most successful businesses these days, any combination of these, we have congruently positioned our brand with that of our ideal customer. And now we're ready for the next step that I refer to as congruent messaging. After using the example of our organic market, we know that the customers who are going to buy from us are going to do so because they believe in and hold the same values and concerns that we do. We are congruent. Our next step is to create messaging and branding that emphasize that congruency. You can do this in a positive way as well as a negative way, and both are equally effective. Let me explain what I mean. Using positive emphasis focuses on the values and desires that you hold in common with your customer base. This approach is usually always effective, but it is particularly so when the general market feels negative to your customer base. As an example, at the time of this video, the European Union is beginning to disintegrate. Radical Islamic terrorism has become a global threat, and the whole world feels more than just a little stressful right now. People in general are purposefully looking for all things positive in an effort to counter the stress they have been feeling in their day-to-day lives. Creating our branding and messaging by emphasizing the positive desires and values we hold in common with our target customer base would have a greater chance of catching our customers' attention and holding their interest than would yet another negative message focused on our mutual concerns and fears due to general negativity overwhelm. Our ideal customers are already being saturated with daily tales of woe from the news media and internet. They already have a heightened alertness to anything positive simply because they are so rare at this moment. So, creating our branding and marketing messages in a positive way that emphasizes the values and desires we hold in common with our ideal customer would be significantly more effective simply because it would be in high contrast to most other messaging out there. Here's where you and I share the same values about the same things that are important to both of us for the same reasons, and why you should take action today to buy from us so that you can have the results you desire. Conversely, when the market is moving in a positive direction and people in general are doing well, emphasizing the potential for loss by focusing on our mutual concerns and fears can be a huge motivating factor for your customer to take quick action and to avoid loss. Both of these approaches to creating a marketing message are effective, and both of them have one thing in common. They are in high contrast to the general market norm and therefore stand out from the rest and are more easily noticed by our ideal customer. We also want to give our ideal customer a sense of belonging to a community, our family, if you will, of like-minded people who believe what they believe. We want to make clear not only the reason we do what we do, because we believe what we believe, but that there are in fact many others who also believe what they believe. And we invite them to become a part of our community. Let me illustrate what I mean by using our example from Apple and Dell. Have you ever noticed that Apple and Dell always put their logos on the center back of all of their products? There's a reason for that. It's the most visible to the public. It lets anyone within viewing know that the person using that Apple or Dell product is a member of a group of people who identify with what Apple or Dell individually stand for. They are a part of the Apple or Dell communities and all that they represent respectively. They believe what Apple or Dell believe and have chosen to be identified as such by purchasing their products. It's the same reason a man or a woman purchases a certain type of automobile, a certain designer handbag, or a suit. They want to be identified in a certain way which is represented by the purchase of that particular product. So how could we apply that type of messaging to our organic market? Well, remember that our ideal customer is against pollutants and toxins, not only in their food, but also in their environment. An easy as well as profitable way to convey our message to the greater public would be to offer shopping bags with our logo and congruent messaging printed on the side of the bag. No plastic shopping bags involved to clog up the landfill. They identify our customer as being part of our community, that we believe what they believe, and that is why we do what we do, the way that we do it. We can also accomplish the same thing by focusing our messaging on the things our ideal customers are against. This is not my favorite approach, but it is effective. In fact, so much so that politicians use it regularly to galvanize their voters to them. We do this by focusing our branding messaging on the things that we and our ideal customers are against. The result is that we repel the potential customers that we don't want and magnetically draw to us our ideal customer. So let's go back to our organic market, for example, and I'll try to illustrate how this approach works. We and our ideal customer base are against the use of toxic pesticides, additives, antibiotics, any artificial flavorings or ingredients, and preservatives in our food supply. We are also against inhumane treatment of animals. We're against GMO products. We don't like scientists tinkering with the DNA of the things we eat. We are also against large corporations that squeeze out smaller family farms. What are we afraid of? Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other deadly diseases caused by the pesticides and toxins and other pollutants in our food system and environment. Our emphasis and focusing in our messaging would be on how terrible these things are, how much danger our ideal customer are potentially putting themselves and their families in if they eat them. And it's all the fault of the big corporations who care more about making money than they do about the ideal customer's health and well-being. We, on the other hand, care so much about our customers that we don't do any of those things. We only source our food products from local, organic, free-range farms in our ongoing effort to provide only the best and safest food for our customers and to support these family farms. I'm a fairly positive person and this all feels negative to me, but there are two times when this type of messaging would be particularly effective. One, when any of these topics are in the news, or two, when the general market is doing really well and you want your messaging to draw a sharp contrast to it in an effort to motivate quick action by your customer. Personally, I think the only time I would use this approach would be any of the things my ideal customer is against became a topic in the news cycle. This would lend credibility and emphasis to our message. If we, as the owner, could contact the local news channel and offer to support their story with any additional authentic information and some supportive anecdotes, it's a great way to establish ourselves as an authority in our field and our business, and as the local go-to source for healthy, nutritious, safe food. In other words, we're highlighting our positives in a rather negative narrative. Using this approach will deliberately repel certain portion of the market, no matter the topic. And that's perfectly fine, and let me tell you why. On average, 80% of our sales come from just 20% of our customer base. These 20% are our bread and butter. They buy from us not because of what we have to offer or how we offer it. They buy from us because of why we do what we do. They are the ones who believe what we believe, and this is the portion of our customer base that we want to focus on and grow. The startling and yet simple truth is we will in fact lose customers if our focus, branding, and messaging is on trying to not lose customers. The reason for this is that we will be forgettable, purposeless, and weak to what would otherwise be our ideal customer. There will be nothing notable for them to connect to feel a part of. And that is the key ingredients that motivates people to buy. Most importantly, any congruent connection we try to make with our customer must be authentic. We can't create a branding message saying that we believe in something that we don't. It's not genuine, and any potential customer will smell it a mile away. We must be authentic. Now you're ready for the next step, which I call congruent demographics. We've been talking about congruent branding and messaging, but now it's time to go deeper into just who it is that we're communicating with. We want to know more about them as individuals, which is commonly referred to as a customer demographic. Congruent demographics help us make sure that we are talking to the right people. We probably don't want to be trying to sell a race car mechanic a luxury handbag. We're going to start out collecting some very basic information about our ideal customer. How old are they? What gender are they? What part of the country are they from? What's their average income range? This may all feel fairly superficial, and it absolutely is. But here's the reality. What we look like, how we speak, whether vocally or written, will impact how we are perceived and the connection we will be able to make with our target customer. In other words, if we're trying to connect with goth teenagers so that we can offer them goth apparel and makeup products, but we look, act, and sound like a history professor from Oxford, we're going to have a bit of difficulty, to put it mildly. There's no congruent demographic connection. We need to be goth if we're going to sell goth products to goth teenagers. Now we're congruent with our demographic. So how do you convey that connection? The next few items may feel very superficial, and to some degree they are, but they also paint a picture that needs to be congruent with your messaging and brand. Your business environment must be in line with the type of business that you have and the brand image that you're trying to project to your ideal customer. That includes the location of your business. If your business is online, you would equate that with your website style and appearance, and particularly the homepage. Let's start with a physical business. Now, this may sound rudimentary, but you would be surprised at how many entrepreneurs make the mistake of locating their business in the wrong area. Please pay very careful attention here, because this is the one step that could make or break your business. It is that important. So, we're the proud owner of a luxury shoe and handbag store. We're going to want a location that affords us some great foot traffic of some very well-heeled customers. That means that we're going to need to be located in a more affluent part of town, which also means that the price per square foot to lease space in that area is going to be higher than other parts of town. But what if we're on a budget because we're just getting started and the price of the location seems more than what we can afford? There are two strategies that will work out well to keep us on budget, and one of them may actually surprise you. The first strategy is to locate in an area that may be more in line with our current budget. However, we are also going to need to take a step back in the type, quality, and price point of the merchandise we offer. We need to be congruent with our surroundings and the type of customer that shops in our location. As we can set aside some of our profit, and when we're in a better financial position, we can either move to the better location and upgrade the quality of our merchandise, or open a second location in addition to our original store in the upper scale area. This would allow us to serve a broader spectrum of customers. Over time, we could determine which customer base and which location was actually more profitable, and then focus all of our attention and resources on that one that is generating the greater revenue. The second strategy is actually the one that I would recommend in this scenario. Open our physical location in the upper scale area. However, back way off on the amount of inventory we purchase or the manner in which we furnish and decorate our location until we can afford to add more. In this particular case, the amount of inventory we carry or the furniture in our store is a substantially lower priority than being in the right location. Minimalist chic will be how we showcase the items we carry until we can invest a portion of our profits back into additional inventory over time. The benefit of using this strategy is manyfold. We are in our ideal location in front of our ideal customer base right from the beginning. Each time we reinvest in additional inventory, it can be showcased as a new arrival, which demonstrates business growth and success to our customers each time they visit. And, as we all know, everyone likes to be a part of a success story. It also encourages our customers to visit more often to keep on top of what's new. Because we're not moving our location after a period of time, our brand is stable. Our customer base is used to us being in one location and know that they can rely on us to be there when they're in need of our products or services. We actually save money over long term by being in the right location right from the beginning. There's no relocation and rebranding costs involved by a second move. If we have a service-based business, the same theory applies. We need to be in a location that is congruent with our target customer base. In this case, let's say we offer a massage service. If our target customer is male, we might want to locate our business near or even partner with a high-end gym that caters to male athletes or young executives. If our ideal customer is female, we may want to locate or partner with a spa or a full-service beauty salon. If we cater to both women and men and we offer more of a therapeutic massage, then locating near a medical or physical therapy building makes a lot of sense. The idea is to locate our business right in the center of where our ideal customer is going to be spending most of their time during our business hours. We want to make it as easy as possible to walk into our store or office. Interesting enough, there are many similarities for digital businesses, with emphasis being on the visual. In this case, we're talking about the appearance of our website and which social media outlet we use. The homepage of our website is like the entry into our physical business. It needs to be congruent with the customer base we're trying to attract. This includes the style, ease of use, color scheme, and any visuals. The second part of this is our social media platform. We need to be where our target customer base is. Now, quite honestly, I would choose just one or two of the most productive social media platforms for our business, and then forget about the rest. The theory that we need to be everywhere on all the social media platforms is just flat wrong. It's a waste of our time and our energy and our resources. We only need to be where our ideal customer spends the majority of their social media time. And that's it. This really is superficial, but it's also incredibly important. We must stop and honestly as we can ask ourselves a very important question. Are we, our physical business location, our website, the level of quality of our products and services, our branding, our messaging, our level of customer service, congruent with the results our ideal customer expects to experience for themselves after using our products and services? Do we symbolize that level of desired results in every aspect of our business, including in our own lives and personal appearance? It's a harsh question without a doubt, but one that we must ask ourselves. If you are teaching health and fitness, are you eating cheeseburgers and overweight? If your business is exclusively online, are you only updating your website every 3 years? We must walk the walk, not just talk the talk. We must be the very symbol of the results we are offering our ideal customer, and that includes not only in every aspect of our business, but on a very personal level as well. We, in every aspect of our business, must be a congruent symbol of the result our ideal customer expects to experience. Who you associate with in your marketplace matters. If you're a vegan chef being photographed for an article in Hunter magazine, probably not a great move. No press can be much better than trying to recover from wrong press. This includes other people you associate with in your marketplace. Your customer base is going to make judgments about you and your values. Remember, people buy from you because they believe what you believe. If you put yourself into a situation that counters the values you represent, and more importantly, the values of your customer base, you're going to damage their belief in you and why you do what you do. It is incredibly difficult to regain their trust. Conversely, if we associate ourselves and our brand with others who are seen by our ideal customer base as being equal to or even more successful than we are, it will strengthen and perhaps even elevate our brand. Who we associate with must be congruent with us, our values, and our brand. I know this may feel superficial and like it's all about appearances, and you'd be absolutely correct. However, there is something very important going on here as well. You see, our ideal customer base is making a judgment based on the information as it appears in front of them at that moment. They are making a judgment whether or not to trust us, whether our values are in alignment with their own. If they believe what we believe, we should treat their trust as sacred. If our customers see us in association with someone or something that is not congruent with why we do what we do, they are going to be very hesitant to buy from us. So we need to offer them a demonstration of congruency. This is the final phase of positioning our business, our brand, and ourselves as our customers' go-to resource. We do this by the actual demonstration of our why in action. Let's start with our messaging. We demonstrate our congruency in how we communicate with our target market. Remember, it's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. Start with what we believe and why we believe it. Then we can tell them how we do what we believe, and finally, we can invite them to also do what we do, since they also believe what we believe. In other words, we extend them an offer. Let's change the setting and demonstrate our congruency even further. We can do this by doing something wonderful, and that's actually helping them before we even make them an offer. It's not unusual to go into a department store to purchase makeup and to have one of the skilled makeup artists demonstrate the best colors or techniques for my facial structure or skin type before I actually make the decision to purchase. The same can be said for a service-based business, such as a lawyer who will often offer a free consultation before any commitment is made on our part. For an online business, we can easily offer free how-to videos or downloadable material in advance of making our offer. In the process, we not only demonstrate our values, but our expertise and credibility by providing them measurable results in advance of their decision to purchase. It's my opinion and a fundamental practice in my own business that offering my customers results in advance of their decision to purchase from me, like in this video that you're watching, is the single most important way I can demonstrate congruency and goodwill, and I highly recommend that you do the same. We can begin to implement these strategies in our business by answering just a few simple but game-changing questions. What do you need to make you visibly and audibly congruent with your brand and your messaging? What do you need to wear? What do you need to look like? Where do you need to be in any visuals, such as pictures or videos? What are the subjects you need to be speaking about? And how would you be talking? What are the congruent values of you, your business, your brand, your ideal customer? And how can you highlight them? What are you mutually for? What are you mutually against? How can you best highlight those congruent values and desires in your branding and in your messaging? What or whom can you demonstrate association with that is also congruent with the values of your ideal customer and your brand? Who or what would be beneficial to your brand message? Who or what should you avoid being seen or associated with? Answer each of these questions, and as you do, write them down. This creates a checklist of actions you need to take as you implement them into your business practices and perhaps even a bit into your personal life. Take them one at a time, otherwise you can easily become overwhelmed and end up not completing anything. Just take one step at a time. And when you've successfully completed that first step, you'll be ready to move on to the next and the next. When we apply these same strategies to our business practices, we will become significantly more successful at attracting and maintaining the attention of our ideal customer. It will also be much easier to sell to them because they believe what we believe, and we have gained their trust in our ability to meet their needs and desires. The internet and the media is already a really noisy place, and there will be no need for us to shout even louder in order to sell more of our products and services. When we implement each of these steps, we should be able to expect significant results. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and even more importantly, that it has inspired you to begin taking steps to position your brand as your ideal customer's go-to resource and the authority in your field. If you've started a business of your own, but you've been struggling or not seeing the level of growth that you would like in other areas of your business, I want you to know that I understand what you're going through, and I've created a business solution resource to help you. Business Genesis provides practical step-by-step guidance with actionable tools that will give you real-world results in turning around and growing your business into what you envisioned it would be when you first started. You may just need a little help to get you there, and that's why I've created Business Genesis for business owners just like you. Whether you're just starting out or perhaps you've been in business for years and you're ready to take your business to that next level, you'll find what you need to guide you in reaching your goals and making your vision a reality in real-world terms that apply specifically to your business. Business Genesis gives you direct access to the specific solutions you currently need using practical and actionable step-by-step guided tools, downloads, and additional high-value resources that I use in my own business. You simply click on the format you would like to learn in on the Business Genesis dashboard, and you'll be taken immediately to your solution in the format you enjoy the most. What sets Business Genesis apart from just about every other business tool currently out there is that you can go directly to the area of concern, and it gives you all of the step-by-step guidance, easy to implement solutions, tools, and resources you've been searching for to answer your questions and to solve your problems, all in one place right at your fingertips. No more waiting through an entire program to find out that one answer you need to your current situation. Business Genesis gives you what you need to reach your goals quicker and provides you with real-world solutions that you've been looking for without all the stress and frustration, wasted time, and expensive mistakes of trying to figure it out on your own. As your business grows, you're going to need to acquire staff to help you sell more of your products and services that your business has to offer. That means you're going to need to train your employees to run your business the same way that you do, and Business Genesis will be a great business training resource for your employees or legacy family members. Whether you're creating a new product or service or even another business entirely, I wanted to give you a golden resource that would not only transform your business from the very first visit, but that would continue to help you generate even greater success for years to come, again and again. You see, I'm continually adding more information, tools, and resources to keep you up to date with your current market conditions and changes in technology. And if for some reason you don't find the answers you need, simply send me a message right from the dashboard and let me know. I will make sure you get the information and the tools you need as quickly as possible. And then I will add it to Business Genesis so you can come back to it again and again as often as you need. Often when a business is struggling, it's due to some misstep or a step not yet taken that could completely transform your business and your personal financial security. I want to help make this discovery as enjoyable and stress-free for you as I can. So I'm going to go through each lesson with you step by step, with each lesson building on the one before so that it all makes sense in a logical order. But I also want to give you the personal choice of going directly to the solution you need at the moment without wasting time hunting through the entire program. After all, freedom and personal empowerment is what drives us as entrepreneurs. Most importantly, you will have full access to the entire program on any device anytime you need it. This sounds like the solution you've been looking for, then I'd like to invite you to become a Business Genesis member by clicking on the button, and we can get started building your new life and business in just a few moments from now. And if you join me today, I have some great news. As part of this offer, I want to say thank you in a meaningful way, offering you a special discount off the one-time membership price. And as a bonus, when you take me up on this generous discount, I'm also going to send you your personal copy of the Small Business Toolkit for free as my gift to you. This very special gift is only normally available for purchase by the Small Business Academy members, but it makes building your business so much easier that I wanted you to have it also, and it's my gift to you. Inside you'll find all the templates, the tools you will need to actually do all the things that we've learned inside Business Genesis. Nearly everything is an easy-to-use, fill-in-the-blank tool that will give you the completed, actionable solutions you need. When you're done, you can instantly apply it to your business. I have done as much work for you as I can to make this as easy and stress-free for you as possible. But the tools themselves can have an amazing impact on helping you move your business forward. But there's a catch. This discount and your personal free copy of the Small Business Toolkit are only available for a limited time. Once the timer on this page hits 0, the special offer goes away. The only way you'll be able to get access to Business Genesis is at the full price, and you'll have to purchase the Small Business Toolkit separately. So you're going to need to act quickly. Business Genesis gives you what you need to reach your goals quicker and provides you with the solutions you've been looking for without the stress, the frustration, wasted time, and expense of trying to figure it out by yourself. You'll be able to access everything you need on your favorite device anytime you need it. Your personal copy of the Small Business Toolkit will empower you with the simple-to-use tools to help you avoid costly mistakes and get the biggest result. And it's all yours at a huge discount right now, but only if you act before the timer hits 0. All you have to do is click on the button and you and I can get started. So, if you're ready, I'll see you in just a few minutes.